Okay, guys, just a real quick video. You guys really want me to do... There's been a couple of people. Dolores is one. British Banger is like, please watch Elvis in the black community, please. I feel that so many have done that. Is it because you guys want to see how I would feel about it? Or you think that, you know, you want me to follow along with what everyone else is doing? Because you guys know I don't want to do that. Let me see. Let me put this in so you guys can see how... Video details... I need to do an Iron Maiden song for Eclipse, and I feel for another gentleman that was like, hey, you gotta check out Iron Maiden, Mama. You think? I've done 11 videos. I need to do more Iron Maiden, actually. Watch, let's just punch this in. Look at how many people. You guys want me to add myself to the bottom of this? I mean, I'll do it if this is what you guys want me to do. Oh, there's me. See, this is what started it all. I watched Elvis and Fats Domino, but so many people were telling me not to react to him because they felt that he was this way. Luckily for me, the following that I have, they were like, that's a rumor. So the cool thing, because I don't believe in race baiting, is I saw something here. I'm sorry, don't look at this, because you guys might get dizzy. Hold on. Some people were like, I guess that's just what you do, just spread around lies. It's like, no, this is what I was told. This is why I haven't done any Elvis, but I would like to know. And a lot of people were like, nope, it was a jealous journalist. Did I miss it somehow? But there was actual evidence. Like, they did like a little documentary type thing here. And I was like, maybe I should ask people if they want me to watch this. Where is it? Because, I mean, it's like now that's the new thing, is it's everybody just watch Elvis. And, you know, I'm not trying to do that so that we can all, like, let's all get views and stuff. I don't want to do that. You know, I did it for the sole purpose of, is he or isn't he? And now I know he is not. He is an amazing man who has an amazing talent. I didn't know he naturally had this voice. No training whatsoever. That's that's unreal. You know? Well, I guess I can't find it. Oh, maybe if I don't do this. Dun, dun. See, I'm not the best YouTuber. No way. Right here. This, I think it's this right here.
In 1957, a magazine article was written that spawned an urban myth that Elvis was a racist. People have been trying to debunk it ever since.
Trying to debunk this rumor that Elvis had said at one point that the only thing African Americans could, or the only at the time, the only thing Negroes can do for me is buy my shoes, or buy my records and shine my shoes.
You know, this poor man felt uncomfortable even saying that. Who would not feel uncomfortable saying just that about anybody? That's just degrading. So yeah, you can see why people are more likely to pass on negative than they are positive, and that's got to change in the world for sure. We need to start passing on more positive than negative. But what sells? Negative.
And so this became very much in the African American community, it became widely believed. I finally found it where it emanated. It was in a magazine article, a magazine called Sepia. Sepia
Is a
was
color.
published by a white.
Sepia is like a reddish color, isn't it? Or am I thinking of something different? Is God white or colored? No, we're getting a little too far into that. I'm not even going to go there. Because I feel that in the Bible it even describes the different color. And it all has to do with, your pigment. If you're in the sun a lot. I just don't get the big deal about color. I don't get it. I'll never get it.
By a white businessman in Fort Worth, Texas. And it was really, in many ways, a third-rate copy of Jet and Ebony, particularly Ebony, in April of 1957. Sepia.
What Negroes think about Elvis. Even top pro musicians can't agree in their opinions of rock and roll king, but all find that Presley borrowed liberally from colored music. See what they say.
Comes out with a story. What Negroes think about Elvis Presley. And in this 8-page story, people that came up said, it's a drag,
8 pages.
Negroes have been singing this kind of music forever. And this guy comes along and makes a ton of money. And the thing.
I'm sorry to keep doing this, but I would really like to read this article. Rages among rock and roll fans over Presley, his merits, and his opinions on race. As one of the most debated subjects in the land, Elvis Presley arouses white heat discussion everywhere. But among Negroes, the controversy over Elvis is even more explosive than among whites. Colored opinion among... Hold on, let me close this out. Whites, colored opinion about the hipped hillbilly from Mississippi runs the gamut. How is that fair? Is that not hurtful? I'm not white, I'm Mexican. I mean, there was signs even back in the day, no dogs or Mexicans allowed. But I mean, how is this okay? Hillbilly from Mississippi runs the gamut from caustic condemnation to ardent admiration. Some Negroes are unable to forget that Elvis was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, hometown of the foremost Dixie race baiter, former Congressman John Rankin. Others believe a rumored crack by Elvis during a Boston appearance in which he is alleged to have said, "The only thing Negroes can do for me is shine my shoes and buy my records," but champions of Elvis cause point to his volunteers singing in Memphis at a benefit for needy children. They insist that Elvis has acknowledged his debt to Negro revival meetings where he watched and caught the spirit of the singing. I want to go back. To find how Negroes feel about Elvis, Sepia queried top names in show business as well as people in the street. Typical of some of the opinions were the following. How could that cat possibly be any good? He comes from the wrong part of the country. He's just like all Southern whites. How is that not racist? That hurt my feelings that I'm not from the South. Man, it's a shame. Colored folks been singing everything he's trying to sing. They've been doing it for years and getting underpaid. So here he comes jumping. Folks been singing everything he's trying to sing. They've been doing it for years and getting underpaid. So here he comes jumping in to get fabulously famous and outrageously rich overnight. It's a drag. What do they mean when they say Presley stole his technique from Negroes? Everybody in show business steals something from somebody. He's a good boy for my money, and he seems to be okay on the question. When he goes back home to Memphis, he still hangs around with his colored friends whom he knew before he was famous. They say he makes... I might not be able to read it anymore. Makes no bones about it. Just he just be learned what he, man. Sorry, you guys.
Do for
I
me
had to
is
read
buy my
that.
records and shine my shoes. Where'd you hear that? I don't know. He said it in Boston somewhere. I heard he said it somewhere. Well, only problem is Elvis at that time had never appeared in Boston.
Questions about the sepia article prompted Jet, the leading magazine for African Americans, to investigate.
Jet came to the conclusion that it was bogus. That whole thing was bogus. Jet is trying to debunk it. More people read Jet than people that read Sepia, obviously. But I think what happened is that the people read Jet and they didn't catch the whole thing about trying to say this was erroneous. It was
False.
all they remember is him saying it. And the thing is interesting to me, it became an urban legend. You know, it just became, nobody knows where it came from, but it works. When Elvis died in 1977, again, the black press is going to cover his death. You know, the major black newspapers, and even some smaller ones. And most of them, again, are going to be very, going to celebrate his life, saying that, you know, Elvis was one of the few white artists who ever acknowledged black artists and their contributions to what he did and how he succeeded.
Okay, what do you guys think? You still want me to go forward with this? Let me know.